we're back for the end of our day. When I shut the live feed off regarding one of the defendants' email address, I forgot to turn it back on. Greetings, California. If you were thinking about visiting Michigan, this is not a time to do it. Mostly my wife's chocolate chip. All right. We've got a couple of small claims discovery hearings, which may or may not turn into anything. But I did turn the live stream back on for what it's worth. Answer to that is left eye is doing great. Right eye on Wednesday. All right. Thank you for saying hello once again. We did have an interesting case while I had the live stream off, where two separate defendants were foreclosed on for the same piece of property by two separate plaintiffs, two separate defendants on the same house. And Meg Bauer may get involved to help sort that out, but it's not a good situation. All right, our plaintiff is here. Good afternoon, Ms. Letson.
Good afternoon. Your stuff over? Yeah, you can get your stuff real quick. They're fine. In the office. Should sign your paper.
Ms. Letson, I'm looking at the Jason Davis case. They did get service on him. He's set for discovery here in a couple of minutes and 1 minute. 24698 SC. I see there were additional costs, 3312 and 347 for the service efforts. Do you have any costs above and beyond that?
Well, we have one that Bruce went and did for, and the total for that one was the 8639, the one that he had to go and send it through the mail.
Is that on Mr. Davis?
Yes.
All right, 8639. Well, he was personally served this last time.
Because I have that one, and then there was the 3310.
I have 3312 and 347.
And then the one that was just back in February 4th, that one is for the 8639, so it's the 26 for the service fee, and then so that's the 2392, and then the mailing cost and the motion, and the total of that one is the 8639.
All right. Let's add all that up. 3312 plus 347 plus 8639 is 122.98. Yes, 8639. All right, it is 3 o'clock. This is Grand True Value Rental versus Jason Davis. File number is 24639 SC. The plaintiff sued the defendant back in 2024. We had a hearing. I'm trying to remember what it was that he rented.
Scaffolding, I do believe that's the one that was
scaffolding and crosswalk braces, step frame.
Yep.
Judgment entered after a trial, the amount of $439.39. The defendant indicated he was going to pay, and he did not. So the plaintiff has made a number of efforts toward discovery in this matter. The defendant was personally served with a subpoena by Sergeant Morse on February 5th for today's hearing. We have additional costs of $122.98. The original judgment was $439.39. Now it's up to $593.52. I'm not sure where they got that number. 439.39 plus 122.98 is 562.37. There may be some additional costs in there. The clerk put the total at 5. He had made a couple of payments.
Let's say that was back
Defendant-
before we come to
Yeah.
court.
Yes. Defendant indicated he intended to pay within 30 days and he has not. Well, he's failed to appear. Let's just make sure he's not out there. Check in for a Jason Davis for a small claims discovery hearing. Or a Sean Bray. All right, thanks. Bye. He's not here. And he's late. Do a bench warrant. Bond, $600 cash only. This is tax refund season. Maybe he's going to get a refund. He didn't show up for the hearing, which is contempt. And he can be punished not for not paying the debt, but for contempt for not appearing under a court order to appear regarding the discovery. And you keep running up additional costs and attempting to collect on this. So the bond is $600 cash only. You contact the clerk regarding the bench warrant. If you're diligent enough, eventually he'll get paid. I suspect he'll post a $600 bond rather than sit in jail while we wait to hold a discovery hearing, but we'll see. He obviously knew about today's hearing. Sergeant Morse personally served him with a notice of it. Now we have Grand True Value Rental versus Sean Bray. The judgment here is $1,224. I do
Yes.
not believe we have service.
No, we do not. Calhoun County sent back, I brought the paper of the email that they sent over saying that they were not able to serve him, being that they were told that that is not his address. So we're back to not having.
What county did you think? Oh, Burlington.
Burlington, they told me it was Calhoun County.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. So they told me that they were the reason they couldn't serve him is because the address was not correct, that he does not live there anymore. So I have to locate an address for him.
All right.
We do have a
Okay.
gentleman that works with us that says he might know of a way of getting an address for him.
I will continue this matter for 60 days to attempt to obtain service.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you guys get any tornado damage? You're kind of right in the line of fire there.
We did not. We seen the little swirlies across 131 though.
You're within just a couple hundred yards of where the tornado went.
Yes.
Are people renting stuff in droves because of the damage that occurred?
What, Your Honor?
Are they doing lots of rentals of ladders and scaffolding and that sort of stuff?
We've had people come in for the excavator and the lift quite a bit the last week and a half.
Yes, they've made amazing progress in cleaning that up, but literally you are just feet from where that tornado went.
Yes.
All right, well, I'm glad your property's intact and everybody's safe, but
We are too.
all right, we'll try again in this one.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good day.
I'll have a good day now that we have electricity. All right, that finishes half of my day. The morning half, they're rescheduling. I'm gonna stop the live stream. Clock on the wall says it's 11:26. Just tell you how whack everything is around here. It's about 3:10. Nobody has shown up. That gentleman's gonna get a $600 bench warrant and perhaps he can pay his bill. All right, we'll stop.
In this small claims court session, the judge handled 2 cases involving unpaid rental debts from a company called Grand True Value Rental, starting with Jason Davis, who owed over $4,300 from a 2024 judgment for rented equipment like scaffolding, After additional service and legal costs raised the total to over $5,600, Davis failed to appear in court despite being properly served, leading the judge to issue a $600 cash-only bench warrant for contempt due to his absence, emphasizing that the punishment was for ignoring the court order rather than the debt itself. In a second case against Sean Bray, the court was unable to proceed because he had not been successfully served due to an incorrect address. So, the matter was continued for 60 days to locate him, while the judge also briefly discussed recent tornado damage in the area with the plaintiff, noting increased equipment rentals and concluding the session by acknowledging delays and rescheduling remaining matters.